book, though, and I guess it kind of ties in. There's so much in the news. Obviously, you have Signalgate. You've got what's going on with the judges. I want to ask you about all that. But one of the things that I feel like is flying under the radar is Mike Huckabee and his confirmation hearings. And he said something that, and knowing you were coming on and looking at your book, kind of caught my attention. He said in his confirmation hearings, he said, Israel in many ways is a reflection of our own heritage and history. It's the Judeo-Christian law that there is a right and that there is a wrong upon which all Western civilization is built, but certainly our system of government. There is no country across the globe that more mirrors our own struggle and our own level of democracy than does the state of Israel. And it's one of the reasons that it is a natural ally. The spiritual connections between your church, mine, many churches in America, Jewish congregations to the state of Israel is because we ultimately are people of the book. We believe the Bible, and therefore that connection is not geopolitical, it is also spiritual. And to ignore that, to deny that, would be to make it very difficult for us to ever understand how to go forward in a relationship with them. And when I listened to that, I thought, man, that is such an important point. Is Mike Huckabee going to be a watershed moment for this relationship? What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, what a beautiful statement that you just read there. I was almost getting goosebumps over here. Just a beautiful statement by a beautiful human being. I was grinning ear to ear, frankly, when I heard the news that Mike Huckabee was going to be Donald Trump's pick for U.S. ambassador to Israel. Because one, he is that kind of moral fiber. Like, he's a genuinely good person. Two, he's been extraordinarily invested in this particular issue for really the entirety of his adult life. He's led somewhere between 50 and 100, maybe closer to 100 different trips for American Christians pilgrimage over to Israel, really going back 40, 50 years now. So he's all in on this particular issue. And third, and this kind of gets to the quote that you just read there, I actually think it's really important, and I say this as a religious Jew, by the way, I think it's really important actually that the current or the next U.S. ambassador to Israel actually be Christian, not Jewish, because we are currently facing some people out there that are trying to drive a wedge right now through Jews and Christians. There are some people, they're a small voice, but a lot of them are increasingly getting louder. And they're really, really trying to force to convince Jews that the Christians are not good for them, and convince Christians that the Jews are not good for them. This has to be robustly rejected with every fiber of our being there, because Mike Huckabee is totally right. When we talk about Western civilization, frankly, what I argue in my book, Israel and Civilization, is that Western civilization is coextensive. It is coterminous with the Bible. When we speak of Western civilization, we are speaking of the biblical inheritance. We are speaking of the civilization as the word was first revealed to Moses and the Israelites and the Jewish people, but was subsequently built out by Christians, the great offshoot of the original tree trunk, the Jews. So we have to be in this together. I mean, we literally share large swaths of our own holy book together. This is not exactly a new revelation, but in case you're not following along at home there, I mean, the Christian Holy Bible consists in part of the Hebrew Bible there. And Mike Huckabee's an American patriot. He's the former governor of Arkansas. He's run for president numerous times. I mean, he's a historically literate politician as well there, and he's familiar with the fact that the American founders, they all understood this entirely there. So, for instance, Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, they wanted the national seal of the United States to be Moses parting the Red Sea. Abraham Lincoln, my own favorite figure in American history, I'm very fortunate to be born on his birthday, he referred to Americans as an almost chosen people, using this covenantal language. He quoted the Hebrew Bible all the time in his speeches there. So, part of this book, Israel and Civilization, part of what I think Mike Huckabee is being called to do in this moment, and he's a perfect man for this moment there, is basically to just unite Jews and Christians, stand shoulder to shoulder like never before. Let's engage in a joint ecumenical biblical restoration project. That's what my book fundamentally calls for. And Mike Huckabee is the pitch perfect man to help lead that effort in the state of Israel as the representative of the United States there on the spot.
Yeah.